Level 0. You never retired. You are 72 years old, and your alarm goes off at 5:45 a.m. Not because you want to be up, because your shift starts at 7. Your knees ache when your feet hit the cold floor. You stand in front of the bathroom mirror, and the face looking back at you is tired in a way that sleep does not fix. You drive to work in a car with 190,000 miles on it. The check engine light has been on for 3 months, but you cannot afford the diagnostic, let alone the repair. You clock in, you stand for 8 hours, you clock out. You have been doing some version of this for over 50 years. There is no retirement account. There is no pension. There is a Social Security check that covers your rent and your electricity and about half your groceries. The rest comes from this job. If you lose this job, you lose everything. You did not plan for this. Nobody plans for this. You raised kids, paid bills, got through each month, and figured you would deal with retirement later. Later is now, and there is nothing there. 1 in 4 American adults over 65 are living this exact reality right now. You might be looking at one of them next time you check out at a grocery store. Level 1. You retired, but just barely. You are 68 and you stopped working last year. Your body made the decision for you. Your Social Security check hits your bank account on the second Wednesday of every month. $1,907. That is what 50 years of work adds up to. You sit at your kitchen table with a pen and a notebook, writing out this month's bills by hand. Rent, $1,100. Electric, $140. Phone, $45. Medicare supplement, $180. Prescriptions, $95. Groceries, you budget $250, but it always creeps past $300. You do the math, and the number at the bottom is negative. Again. You keep the thermostat at 64 in January because every degree costs money you do not have. You eat the same rotation of cheap meals every week: rice and beans, canned soup, eggs, pasta. You have not been to a dentist in 2 years because the copay is $75, and that $75 is the difference between making it to the end of the month and not. Your grandson's birthday is next week. You want to buy him something good. You settle for a $20 gift card, and it stings more than you let anyone see. This is not poverty. You have a roof. You eat every day. But there is no cushion, no flexibility, and no room to breathe. One unexpected bill, a car repair, a medical emergency, a broken water heater, and the whole thing collapses. About 40% of American retirees live right here, surviving, but only just. Level 2. You can breathe, but you are always counting. You are 67 and you have about $350,000 in your retirement accounts plus Social Security coming in every month. Your house is paid off. You did the responsible thing for 20-something years, putting money into your 401k, not as much as the articles said you should, but enough. You and your spouse sit on the couch on a Saturday morning, drinking coffee, looking at a travel website. There is a 10-day trip to the national parks. $4,200 for both of you. You can afford it. You know you can afford it. But you still look at each other and have the conversation. If we do this trip, we should probably skip the bathroom renovation until next year. That is level 2. You are not stressed. You are not struggling. But every meaningful purchase triggers a mental negotiation. Every withdrawal from the retirement account comes with a small wince, because you can see the number getting smaller, and you know it has to last another 20 or 25 years. You eat out once a week, you buy good groceries, you help with the grandkids' school supplies without thinking about it. But when the furnace quote comes back at $6,800, your stomach drops a little, even though you have the money. Level 2 is comfortable, but comfortable with an asterisk. Level 3. The math finally relaxes. You are 65, and you have somewhere between $750,000 and $1.5 million saved. Your house is paid off. Social Security covers your basics. Your investment withdrawals cover everything else. You are standing in an airport terminal holding 2 boarding passes to Lisbon. You booked the flights 3 weeks ago because your friend mentioned a restaurant there and you thought, why not? You did not check your account balance before booking. You did not need to. Your phone buzzes with a notification from your brokerage. The market is up. You glance at it the way you glance at the weather. Interesting. Not urgent. You renovated the kitchen last spring because you wanted new countertops, not because the old ones were broken. You wrote a check for your granddaughter's first semester of college and still slept perfectly that night. You belong to a gym. You take a painting class on Thursdays, and you just bought a really nice pair of hiking boots without looking at the price tag. But you are not reckless. You still have a budget, even if it is a loose one. When the market drops 15%, you feel it, not in your daily life, but in the back of your mind. You know a sustained crash means adjustments, fewer trips, smaller gifts, maybe picking up some consulting work. Level 3 is wonderful, but the ceiling is always there, quietly reminding you that the money is large, but it is not infinite. Level 4. The ceiling disappears. You are 62, and your portfolio sits somewhere between $2 million and $5 million. Your investments generate more income than you spend, not barely more, significantly more. Last year, you lived beautifully, gave generously, traveled 4 times, and your net worth still went up. You are standing in a bookstore in Kyoto, flipping through a photography book, and it occurs to you that you do not have a return flight booked. You left the date open because you wanted to decide how you felt after a couple of weeks. If you want to stay another month, you stay another month. The money is not the variable. You stopped budgeting 3 years ago, not because you are careless, but because the math stopped mattering. Your passive income covers your lifestyle the way a river covers a creek bed. There is just more than you need, flowing steadily, all the time. Your daughter calls and tells you she wants to start a business. You write her a check that would have made your 30-year-old self pass out, and your financial picture does not change in any meaningful way. This is the level where something shifts inside you. It is not just financial, it is psychological. You stop thinking about money as something you manage and start thinking about time as something you spend. Every morning you wake up, and the only question is, what do you want to do today? That is it. That is the whole question. The difference between level 3 and level 4 is not just a bigger number. It is a completely different experience of being alive. But level 4 is not the top. Level 5. Wealthy retirement. You are 60, and your net worth is somewhere between $5 million and $20 million. You have a financial advisor, an estate attorney, and a CPA. You own your home outright, plus a second property, and you are looking at a third. You sit in a glass-walled office across from your advisor. You are not discussing whether you can afford something. You are discussing how to structure a gift to your son's startup without triggering unnecessary tax consequences, which charitable foundation to route this year's donations through, and whether to move a portion of your portfolio into a real estate trust. Your days are full, but not with work. They are full with decisions. Where to live this season, which cause to fund, how to set up the trusts so your grandchildren are supported but not spoiled, who to hire for the new property, whether to join the board of that nonprofit. Level 5 is where retirement stops feeling like retirement and starts feeling like a different kind of job. The stress of not having enough is completely gone, but it gets replaced by the complexity of having a lot. You spend more time with lawyers and accountants than level 4 retirees spend thinking about money at all. And here is the part that surprises people. Level 5 is not always happier than level 4. Research consistently shows that once your needs and desires are fully covered, additional wealth adds complexity faster than it adds joy. You are more comfortable, but you are not necessarily more at peace. Then there is level 6, and level 6 is a different planet. Level 6, legacy wealth, $20 million and above, stretching into the hundreds of millions. You are sitting at the head of a long oak table in a private estate surrounded by old trees. 3 generations of your family are at this table. Your children, their spouses, your grandchildren old enough to listen. You are not discussing vacations. You are discussing the family foundation's annual giving plan, the trust structures that will fund education for descendants who are not yet born, and whether to acquire a commercial property in Austin. Your name is on a hospital wing. Your money moves markets in small sectors. Your estate plan runs over 100 pages. You do not think about money as something you have. You think about money as something you direct. But late at night, when the house is quiet and everyone has gone to bed, you lie awake sometimes. You wonder if the money made your children stronger or weaker. You wonder if your grandchildren will ever understand what it took to build this. You wonder if what you created will hold the family together for generations or slowly pull it apart. Money solves money problems. It does not solve human problems. And at level 6, that truth is louder than anywhere else. So here is what matters. Where are you headed right now? Your trajectory already points to one of these levels, and it is probably not the one you think. People overestimate what they will save, underestimate how long they will live, and completely ignore inflation quietly eating their purchasing power for 30 years. You are 35. It is late at night. You are sitting at your desk with a retirement calculator open on your laptop. You plug in your savings rate and watch the projected number at age 65 climb or fall based on one variable. Not your income, not your investment returns. The variable is the percentage of your paycheck you redirect before you ever see it. A person earning $60,000 a year who saves 20% starting at 25 will almost certainly reach level 3 or 4. A person earning $150,000 who saves 5% might never get past level 2. It is not about how much you make. It is about the gap between what you earn and what you spend, multiplied by decades. The levels are not ceilings. They are trajectories. And trajectories can be changed, but only while you still have time on the clock. If you liked this video, subscribe. I break down money topics like this 3 times a week, and if you want to see what every level of wealth feels like, that video is on screen.